My brother's voice cracked like a gavel against marble. "Pack your stuff, you're evicted." The lobby smelled like bleach and old mail. People slowed, doors paused mid-swing, eyes gathered. He stood 3 steps above me, chin lifted, savoring the echo of his words as if they'd been rehearsed. I wouldn't look at him. I didn't want him to see the tremor in my hands. A neighbor whispered my name like a rumor. Someone laughed, nervous, complicit. Then the property manager emerged, keys clinking, confusion tightening his face. "Mr. Torres," he said, looking past my brother to me, "why are you threatening our owner?" The silence that followed had weight, and in it I understood exactly how this would end. We built this place together, or so I thought. I handled the boring parts, paperwork, permits, insurance renewals, late-night calls about leaking pipes. He handled charm, smiles, handshakes. He learned early that people confuse volume with authority. He was my older brother, the kind who taught me how to throw a punch, then how to hide the bruise. When our father died, he promised we'd keep everything in the family, said it with a hand on my shoulder and a beer in the other. The building wasn't glamorous. 6 floors, 24 units, but it was stable, predictable. Mine in the way steady things become yours when you protect them long enough. I trusted him with access because trust was cheaper than lawyers, because blood felt binding, because I believed history meant loyalty. The betrayal didn't arrive screaming. It arrived quietly, with signatures I didn't recognize and meetings I wasn't invited to. It started with small things. Emails unanswered, a maintenance request approved without my approval, rent deposited into an account I didn't control. I told myself I was tired, paranoid, that brothers drift. But paranoia sharpens when the math doesn't add up, when numbers wobble, when your name disappears from documents you once memorized. I listened more than I spoke, watched him count cash twice when he thought no one noticed how the property manager deferred to him, not me. At night I replayed conversations, extracting meanings like splinters. Every laugh felt staged, every compliment a rehearsal. I didn't confront him. Confrontation is loud. I needed quiet. The truth came folded in an envelope I wasn't meant to open. A clerk recognized my name and hesitated. That hesitation saved me. Inside were amended ownership records. My signature, clean, confident, perfectly forged. My stomach dropped with a clarity that felt surgical. He hadn't just pushed me aside, he'd erased me. I sat in my car afterward, engine off, hands locked around the steering wheel. I felt stupid, then angry, then cold. Family doesn't steal like that unless they're certain you won't fight back. I smiled then, because certainty breeds mistakes. I went silent. Silence makes people careless. I gathered originals, bank logs, security footage of late-night document drops, emails forwarded to personal accounts, dates, times, patterns. I learned the rhythm of his lies. Mondays were bold, Fridays sloppy. He liked to perform in public because he thought crowds were shields. I let him believe the eviction worked. I boxed my things slowly. I nodded when neighbors avoided my eyes. I thanked the property manager for his patience. Behind the scenes, I filed motions, corrected records, placed holds. I learned how many people he'd burned to get this far. Revenge isn't rage, it's alignment. The day he announced my eviction, he chose the lobby for effect. He wanted witnesses. So did I. When the property manager asked his question, I finally looked up. My brother's smile froze, confused by the shift in air. "I'm not threatening anyone," I said calmly. "I'm listening." I handed the manager a folder. Not thick, precise. "Updated ownership records," I said. "Filed this morning. You'll notice my name never left." My brother laughed too fast. "That's not—" The manager flipped pages, his face drained. "These signatures," he said slowly, "are invalid." I stepped closer, close enough for my brother to smell the ink on the truth. "You forged documents. On camera. Repeatedly." The lobby leaned in. Security arrived, then legal. My brother tried to speak, but every word collapsed under paper. When they escorted him out, he looked small, not defeated, exposed. I didn't watch him leave. I watched the neighbors realize what they'd applauded. The building feels quieter now, not empty.